What's your opinion? Here is someone who's closely connected with the Indian diaspora, especially in the United States and Canada. Racist confrontations, time and again, against Indians becoming more visible, more openly expressed in West today.
Thank you, Kabir. It's such a pleasure and honor for me to be here. And I've lived in the West for almost 1/3 of my life.
Yeah.
Cowhead, camel jockey, raghead, jungle bunny, and sand. I don't want to use the last word, which starts with N. This is what they normally call our black brothers. Sand, the word with N. I've been called. 3 years ago, I had gone to my homecoming at my university in Charleston, South Carolina, and I went to a bar called Magnolia's, which is in the French Quarters. And I was refused to be served. I don't know. Maybe the bartender didn't like the color of my turban. I don't know. But I was refused to be served. Yes, in the same breath, I'll say that my American fraternity brothers stood up for me. And I said, no, it's okay. I don't want to as they say, you don't fight with the pig because the pig likes it that way. And somebody who's foolish enough to judge me without knowing me ain't worth my attention. And let me tell you, we Indians are some of the best people as far as dealing with adverse situations is concerned, because we've actually gone there for roti, kapda, and makan, and we've never been known for somebody who's making noises and trying to antagonize people, because that's not our territory. And given the kind of guns and laws,
but I think that's the problem. Job anxiety is the problem, isn't it, Mr. Surinder Singh? I mean, the roti, kapda, makan is a major problem for them.
I don't think it's a problem, because maybe we're too clarified not to indulge and go down and stoop to the level of an individual. And let me tell you, in the same breath, I'll say there aren't many. The majority of Americans are great people. So I'm not going to paint everybody with the same brush. And we have idiots in our country too. As Marco Rubio said, that there are idiots everywhere, but lo and behold, he didn't realize, and the Indian journalist was too nice to him to tell him that, excuse me, sir, it's the president of America who said that Indians are laptop gangsters and we come from a hellhole. So we saved Marco Rubio the embarrassment, and not to mention he's not even Westby white either, he's Cuban. So he'd be probably subjected to the same kind of racism that I would be if I'm not wearing a turban. But 5 years ago, I was pulled up in Europe too. I was taking a small flight from a small town in Italy called Carpi to Barcelona. And for some reason, again, I don't think the pilot liked the color of my turban, with a small airline called Dolomiti. So as soon as I landed in Barcelona, 7 cop cars come to pick me up. And I said, why? They said, because the pilot found you suspicious. Without knowing me, without having a conversation, maybe my facial hair, maybe the brown skin. And Kabir, it goes back into the 80s when I went there as a kid. There was a gang in New Jersey called the Dot Busters, who would identify Indian women and dot meant a bindi, and they would then violently attack. But unfortunately, politicians in the West, for their narrow-vested interests, demonize immigrants. They demonize them not because you compete with us. Maybe you're not worthy of that. That's why they resort to such pity, sad states of being, where they resort to violence. But let me tell you, I'm so happy. I think my Indian brothers and sisters and the gentlemen in this video dealt in absolutely the right manner, because we are not there to antagonize and go down to the level. We are there for much better reasons, and these idiots are not worth our time.